Hey, this is just Ben on the front end, here to tell you to give the podcast a rating if you don't mind, and follow it or subscribe to it on whatever you're listening to this on. If you want to send us an email, we'll read it and maybe talk about it on the show. It's deadensigns@gmail.com, and we got a Twitter. Anyway, if you could do all that, please. That'd be really nice. Bye, enjoy the show.
Simon & Schuster AudioWorks presents Star Trek: The Next Generation.
So
okay.
What?
I guess.
No, you know what? You go.
Yeah.
You go.
I just thought about you know when you do like calls, you do like work calls.
Yeah.
You get like all the faces on your screen.
Or like a Zoom.
Yeah, like a Zoom call. And you just look at your own
window,
and
if somebody sneeze, you go Gazoom call.
Gesundheit. Zoom-tight.
It's just the way you said it had the exact same like Gazoom-tight. You said it Gazoom call.
Have you ever been in a Gazoom call? But yeah, so you look at yourself in the preview window, and you just look at deep in your own eyes, and you're like, I'm so sexy. You just think about it, just so good looking.
I keep my camera off during those.
No, I do it all the time.
Yeah?
Sometimes I can't stop looking at myself, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like someone's talking to me and I'm still looking into my own eyes,
Just kind of getting lost in your own
yes.
milky blues.
Yes. That's that is the eye color that I have.
Oh, okay.
No.
And you get lost in them.
Yeah, I just get lost in them, and I just forget what the other person is talking about,
I mean, I think it's fair to say that everybody else on that call is doing the same thing.
Yeah, they're just all looking at me too.
I meant to themselves, but
no, they all look at me. I think because
you're like the leader of the call.
Yeah, I can't really figure, like why wouldn't they?
Yeah. Well, of course, like the center of the call.
Yeah. Look at
you set it to that mode where it instead of having a grid, it has like one person in the middle, depending on who's talking.
It's just
but
me.
Regardless of who's talking, it's always you.
Yeah, and I lick my lips. I do like a little,
Do like a little lip bite every now and then.
Yeah, I just
bite the bottom of your lip, like
yeah, so sexy.
I can feel you looking at me.
Yeah. I do that thing where I like
and then you just like blast a fucking booger at the camera like point blank. Just like dead eye the camera lens on your webcam.
It's like it's just like I'm just me in this call,
Yeah.
I can do
I'm
anything.
just being me, I'm just being real.
I just
it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt that people are like, damn. That was quite a shot. Do you think he practices?
Yeah.
Fuck, that was crazy.
Yeah, exactly. But what was you gonna talk about? Because that was my thing that I wanted to talk about. How sexy I am.
Well, I wanted to go with your thing because I think I had gambled that it would have more legs than what I was talking about. But the fact that after like a minute and a half, you were like, anyway, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, because there isn't much context, I don't have to explain how sexy I am,
I think
for a long while.
I think I anti-socialed myself out of a movie partner yesterday. I went to see Goodfellas at the cinema because they were showing it, and I like Goodfellas. It's a classic movie.
You're more like a lonely fella.
I was more of a lonely fella. Also, it made me think about the two biggest like movies for blokes.
Mm-hmm.
Goodfellas,
is it? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice Guys,
Mafia.
What is that?
Not Mafia. What am I saying? A good Godfather.
No, all right, never mind. You trailed off too much and didn't let me do the thing I was going to do.
Yeah. Go on.
My thing was Goodfellas and Nice Guys. They're like the two biggest like dude movie.
Yeah.
The titles are the exact same.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, and then good.
That wasn't what I wanted to bring up on the podcast. It was just an idle thought.
What was that movie? Stew?
Father Stew?
Stew. Yeah, I know.
Good stew?
That was a good stew.
That's good stew. I sat down, I took my chair, and it was directly next to this older woman who was eating her snack. The movie hadn't started yet. They were showing the ad, not even the previews, they were showing the adverts.
Mm-hmm.
And I sit down, and she immediately asks, I haven't taken your seat, have I? And I'm like, no, this is my one here, it's fine. She's like, oh, good, I just moved into the center because there was nobody sitting here.
Yeah.
And she asked me, like, do you know if anybody was sitting next to you? And I was like, I can't remember. I booked this ticket like 3 weeks ago. And she strikes up a conversation. She's trying to strike up a conversation, but unfortunately I'm not able to. I'm not like, here's the thing, I'm not being like a one answer Andy, you know? I'm not just like looking at my phone and going,
yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, and she's like, oh, have you seen this movie? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's a classic, Goodfellas. And she's like, I haven't seen it before. When it came out in the cinema for me, I was probably working or something.
Okay.
She's like, do you want any of my chocolate peanuts? And I'm like, oh no, thank you, I ate before I came. You know, I'm answering
You're
in a polite way.
Every single question that she throws at you.
I'm not, but I'm answering in a polite way.
This poor woman.
It's look.
This is what Death Stranding was about.
No. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. If it went how you probably imagining it, then yeah, poor woman. But no, we equaled out. We like evened out on like antisocial behavior.
Yeah. Can you grieve other players?
Let me finish. She asked me if I want any chocolate peanuts. There's a point when she's talking about the other movies that are like free with the membership.
She's also a fellow member. Yeah.
At the cinema that I'm a member at as well.
She gives
for the free tickets. And she was asking me about some of the other ones, and I hadn't heard of them. I didn't go to. I haven't been to the cinema in a while.
Mm-hmm.
She asked about one called like the French Connection or something, or the Paris Connection.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I think it's French Connection.
And I haven't seen it. I didn't see it. And I said I haven't been to the cinema in a while, so I haven't seen any of the free movies. But you know, I was polite. I said, "Did you enjoy it?" And she said, it was interesting. And then she said it was interesting. And then she said, I had a friend whose husband died in a bombing in Paris.
Oh,
and I was like, okay. And then she just went, so yeah, the movie was interesting. And I was kind of like, I kind of just assumed that I guess the movie was about like a bombing in Paris or something. I don't know why else she would have brought it up. So she asked me about that movie. She asked me about Goodfellas and stuff, and we have I feel like for a just met strangers, we have a perfectly fine little like killing time couple questions or whatever.
Yeah.
She asked me if I want any chocolate peanuts. I feel like this might have been the thing that offended her. Is I said no, I don't want any chocolate peanuts, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't say anything else for like 2 minutes.
You could have had one, a little tiny one.
Maybe I should have had one, but I didn't want them. I don't want to take food off of a random person.
Because I feel really sleepy after this chocolate peanut.
I don't want to get drugged in the middle of Goodfellas. I want to see
it's literally like a roofie that's covered in chocolate.
That would be kind of crazy. Yeah. Be kind of crazy. But anyway, there's a couple more minutes of silence. She's eating her peanuts and stuff. I'm just watching whatever fucking advert is on the screen. Mm-hmm. And then she gets up, and I'm like, in my mind, I'm just thinking, I guess she's going to the bathroom or something. She picks up all of her stuff. She moves 3 seats away, and then she sits down. It's just like, all right, fair enough.
That would be really funny. What would be made this even funnier would be if someone else like sits down next to her and they have a really nice conversation, and somebody else did
sit down next to her because I heard her do the same opening line of like, "Oh, this isn't your seat I'm sitting in, right? I hope I'm not sitting in your seat."
Yeah,
and they go, "No, it's fine," and then she doesn't say anything to them.
Oh,
and then the rest of the movie happens, and it's fine.
Yeah,
and so I'm like thinking, I feel like we had a perfectly fine, just like
strangers.
here's the thing. Her initially her her questions to me and stuff were very rapid fire.
Mm-hmm.
It was like question, answer, bam, question, answer, bam.
She was like, "What's the name of your pet? What street do you live on? Or used to live on?
What was your mother's maiden name? I'm sure
maiden
it was very
name.
beautiful.
Yeah.
What's your favorite movie? Is it this one, Goodfellas?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yes, I love Goodfellas and nice guys. But yeah, no, she got up and walked away, and I felt like, look, I think that's a little bit rude, but also fair enough. Yeah. I'm not gonna say, look, if you came to the cinema hoping to like sit down next to somebody and have a conversation with them, I'm not the person you want to be sitting next to. I don't even like talking to my friends during the movie. You and Gabs and stuff will lean over and say stuff to me, and I'll like hear half of it, and I'll just go, yeah. And lean back and keep watching the movie. It's silent. I'm trying to watch the damn movie.
I had so many good jokes I'd said at you during the movie, and you're just...
I'm gonna say this joke right now in the middle of the theater, right now, as loud as possible.
Maybe everyone else will laugh, like that guy when I made the joke about during The Room, the viewing of The Room, he laughed.
Greg Sestero's friend. Loved that one.
Yeah, and it was the biggest rush of adrenaline I ever had in my entire life.
It's the highest peak I've ever reached. Dude, maybe you should have been the one seeing Goodfellas. Maybe you would have said some real cracking jokes for this old lady. She would have fucking loved it. Sure. So here's the thing. I felt, okay, maybe I was a little bit... I didn't like brush her off with my answers, but I was clearly like not wanting to start a conversation with a stranger, you know? Kind of mode.
I'm sorry, Ben, that you got traumatized by this experience.
I feel it's a traumatic.
like
having a trauma
Burnham
response.
and Discovery, you got traumatized. You're different after this.
I'm different now. I've been through something. Look, and here's the thing. Fair enough. You don't. I can't hold the conversation that you're looking for here. I'm not the one for you. Yeah. I'm sorry.
In this relationship, it's not going to work out. The stranger to stranger cinema sitting next to each other relationship that you're looking for.
But also to like then be like, well, this is an empty well. This is dry, and then get up and move 3 spaces away. It was like, okay, I don't smell. It's not like I'm bad to sit next to. I think if you're coming to the theater hoping to meet people, you have some unrealistic expectations. You need to go to like a bar or something.
I go to like at least
go to like an activity club.
Yeah,
not like a thing that is literally supposed to be everybody sits in silence for 3 hours and then leaves.
Yeah.
I hope she enjoyed the movie.
Entirety of.
Yeah, no. She watched the whole movie. Lots of laughs. I heard her laughing every now and then and stuff. She was only like 3 seats away at the end of the day.
It was like the other side of the world, though. You know.
Yeah.
She was so close yet so distant.
So far, so close yet
Poor
so far.
woman. Oh my god.
But other than that, I saw Goodfellas, and it's Goodfellas. What do you expect? It's the same movie everybody's already seen a million times.
I guess if you go to cinema that much, you get to experience little things like that. I don't go to cinema that much.
Yeah, sometimes you see people. Sometimes you have random people in front of you trying to sneakily take your picture. Sometimes you have random people like striking up conversation with you.
Yeah.
When you're like, lady, we're not even at the coming attractions yet.
Yeah.
I want to see what I can see soon. And let me tell you, there's a lot of stuff I can see soon.
If I was there...
I've forgotten all of it, actually. I don't remember
you don't remember. If I was there, I would have struck up a better conversation than you. But she would be like, immigrant.
I think you would have done great. She would have loved you.
Yeah.
She would have asked you out.
A real gilf.
A
real Jake moment. I would have a real Jake moment.
Real JS, Jake Sisko.
Jay Sisko moment. She would give me a JS. Using the popcorn.
On. Too much.
You know.
Too much.
It's experience. It's the experience.
This is a random... Don't sexualize a random stranger.
I don't know her. I don't see her face. I don't know what she looks like.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's weird.
Therefore, it doesn't count, you know? It's like...
I don't know about
It's
this
like
one, dude.
sexualizing the void, you know.
I don't know about that one.
It's just it's nothing. It's shapeless, you know. It has no
For
feeling.
you, maybe.
You know? The void has.
Like
has
saying,
the
"Oh, well, it's just a picture of a random stranger in public. They
Yeah.
mean nothing to me.
Yeah, but if you
They're
like,
a face on an image. I don't know
okay,
them.
no. But like, you know, you're picking up wrong. You like, it's not a like. There's no like face on the image. Like, no, it's just like a shape silhouette with black filled in with black. Nothing. You know, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm not talking about anonymizing someone and using them for your own gratification. I'm thinking about the idea, you know?
But the
empty
idea is derived from an anecdote I'm telling of a real person I saw.
But you know, everything then
It's
can
not- it's
any
like no
any sort of no, it's completely different.
If I was sitting here making up a story, then sure, because the person doesn't
Yeah,
exist, but this person is real and is walking around.
No, she's probably dead now after this experience that she had with you.
Goodfellas was just so shocking
Yeah.
of a
But,
movie.
you know,
So
Yeah.
much domestic abuse
mhm,
and drug abuse, crime,
crime.
and
But, yeah.
good food,
Yeah. Have
good
you
looking
been
food in that movie.
Yeah, and have you finished Baldur's Gate?
No, hold on.
How
Hello and
dare you
welcome
not?
to
Oh,
Dead
yeah, I forgot about that.
Ensigns, a Star Trek Skew general media podcast where we talk about things
We're
that
the
we
s-
like.
We're the people that sit down next to you when you're in the cinema and we try to strike up a conversation.
No,
with
no,
you.
it's the opposite. You're the one trying to strike up a conversation with us, and we're kind of just sandbagging you
Mhm.
delicately. I'm not sitting there on my phone going,
Would you like a pickle?
could you leave me alone, please? I'm trying to just watch the movie. Thanks.
I just wanna watch
Just here to watch.
Starship
I'm
Troopers.
just here to watch the Marvels. Thanks. meet the Marvels. What's that movie called?
I don't know.
What's that movie coming out with
I
the
don't
Marvels in it?
I don't know. I think isn't it just literally called The Marvels and
I
that's
feel
it?
like it's called the Marvels. It might be
It has
called
like a subtitle.
Meet the Marvels.
Meet Marvelous Marvels.
The
That's what's called.
Marvelous Miss Marvels.
Marvelous Marbles.
I tell you what, I'm losing my marvels with these Marvel movies. I'm Ben, by the
Same.
way. This is Max.
Yeah.
Man, there's too many of these things.
What? Too many of the superhero movies? Is he
Yeah,
complaining
we got.
about it?
Yeah, man, you got the Marvels coming out, and then
It's been kind of drying up, to be honest, recently with superhero movies. They
Yeah.
kind of gave up.
and the strike and everything.
Yeah, and
It was just like, I guess we're not making any more of these for a while.
yeah,
We have to stop.
all the slop. We don't have all the slop writers that are out there on the street.
Speaking of, SAG-AFTRA has given permission, or whatever they call it,
Permission, blessing.
for video game voice actors to strike too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
Yeah.
all those video game actors that have savings, you know, that will allow
it's gonna
them
be crazy.
to to not work for a while. But yeah, I don't know. It's we had it's good. We'll have a break from video games. We had Starfield, we had Baldur's Gate,
There's
We'll
so
have,
much Armored Core 6.
Armored Core 6. There you go. You got enough to last you like a year, you know. And then that's
Probably,
it.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
if you
Baldur's
think of
Gate,
like
it's like
permutations,
Yeah, exactly. You can play any playthrough, you know.
yeah.
I've been playing a bit of Starfield.
Talk about Starfield, Max.
Let's talk about Starfield.
Talk about Starfield for me.
Yeah, that game is weird.
It's weird.
Cause like that's the thing. I'm in a pretty like I'm not in my house, so I'm not on my setup. So I'm playing it, and I'm just like kind of just playing it. I'm not like immersing myself in it, sort of thing. So it's not really the best place for it. But you know, like the shooting, like that's the thing. It's such a weird game. Like it has so. You can see that it's like a Bethesda game, you know. It's just you
Of
can
course.
immediately feel it, you know.
Yeah,
The
you know.
NPCs, the gameplay, the shooting. The thing is that I have to say that shooting is better than in other Bethesda games, like at least like Fallout.
Even Fallout 4, the one with the best shooting ever.
Yeah. Apparently, what's it called? What are they called? The Doom guys? id. Apparently, some of the devs from id helped out a little bit.
Huh?
They were like, just fucking speed it up by like 150%, and they were like, wow.
Can you put better shooting inside of a 20-year-old engine, please?
Yeah. And they were like, oh, we'll try. And they just dragged Doom onto the fucking game, and that's it.
Doom multiplayer or something.
Yeah.
Drag that over. Pop.
That's it. And that's the thing. It's like I'm still a bit hesitant to talk about the game because as I'm playing it, I can find so many issues with it, you know?
Uh-huh.
And because I'm not like immersing myself in the game, you know, I'm like kind of just trying to enjoy the game, you know, like as a game, it's not very good, you know.
I see.
It's, you know what I mean, like where you don't like try to kind of like role play a character and be that character and kind of think about how this character kind of would be behaving, you know.
Bethesda games haven't been like that for a long time though.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like
I would say not since not since Oblivion.
Yeah, but it's like that combined with the amount of systems that this game has it's just insanely, the game is like insanely bad about telling you how any of the systems work in the game.
Okay.
Like all of these mechanics and all this shit, you can like the weight limit is just so low and you run out of space constantly.
Well, you mean like carry limit? Like carrying weight?
Yeah, like carry capacity.
Oh, yeah, that sucks then.
And it's, you loot like 3 guys, and you're done. You run out of fucking limit, and your ship. And that's the thing. It's like if you just want to explore for the beginning, it's just like the ship has like basically your capacity. So it's like just 2 of you guys, and it causes you to just constantly think about it. Like it constantly takes you out of the game, which is like a baffling choice, you know? Because it's like, it's not what this game is about, you know? It's not a survival horror game where you should manage your inventory and manage your resources, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a fucking little stupid like adventure RPG, you know?
Yeah.
CRPG, I guess that's the idea. And it's like, and it's this game constantly stops you from enjoying it, you know? It constantly shifts your focus to some admin, you know? Admin shit, you know?
Well, that's exactly what space travel is like, though. The admin.
Yeah,
You have
exactly.
to do so much admin.
But that's the thing, it's like maybe I'm so early in the game that it's just, you know, it's causing it to like...
You think you're going to get the perk that quadruples your carry weight or something?
I don't think there is one like that, to be honest.
No,
like,
I
that's
know,
the thing.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and it's like people, like you read the people's comments and you're like, yeah, everyone complains about it. It's like, it's insane that they like the testers went like, this sucks, you know, like change this shit, you know?
Well, that's not what QA testing is for, though.
Yeah, I know, but it's like designers themselves, you know, like they should realize by playing their own fucking game, going like, I'm not fucking playing.
I keep hearing now that it's
because they forgot, because they were like, they forgot that when they started, you know, developing the game, they just have a script running whenever they launch the game that just makes the carrying capacity infinite, and they forgot to turn it off ever, you know. And then they released the game and were like, oh wait, we actually never balanced how much fucking shit weighs, you know, how much carrying capacity you have, you know. Like fucking Fallout New Vegas, I'm pretty sure you had like 300 fucking carrying capacity or something like at the beginning of the game.
You have a lot of carry weight.
Yeah,
if you have like a moderate strength.
Yeah, exactly. And it's in this game you have like 100, you know, and everything weighs a shit. And also, you gather resources in this game. You know, like you purposefully
The
go out of your way.
resources like count towards it.
Yeah, that's
Dang.
that's
At
another
least
thing.
in like Fallout, the bullets are weightless.
No, I mean like resources in terms of like lead and like iron, the things that you collect off the planets and stuff like that, you know. And no, it's just like it's weird, you know. It's the game. I feel like that's the thing. If I was in the right like mood for the game, in terms of I was like in my house and I was sitting in front of my PC and I could just focus, you know, on playing the game, I would be enjoying it a lot more. But because I'm kind of consuming this game more as like entertainment, you know, rather just pure entertainment rather than kind of like an experience, right? Like I
like
feel
a
like
Baldur's Gate 3, perhaps.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Something
like
more of
I feel
an experience.
I feel if I was playing Baldur's Gate 3 now in the way I am in like now, I wouldn't be enjoying the game either because I wouldn't be reading. I wouldn't be like focusing on the game.
You don't really need to do any reading because all of it's spoken. It's all dialogue.
Yeah, but like also that's another thing. You know, it's just like I want to skip that. You know, because I'm in like this setting that.
No, I mean I'm kidding about the whole.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's just like
you should be playing that instead right now.
But yeah, I don't know. It's just the game has a lot of glitches in it that are like, so many fucking times. Like they're like beyond kind of immersion breaking, you know?
Yeah. Well, the thing I'm
there-
seeing a lot of people saying now is that like, oh, the game is like actually entertaining if you play it, you know, 15, 20 hours.
Oh, okay, yeah. It maybe that's the thing. It's like maybe the it takes a long time for you to be able to use all these systems, you know, that are in the game, and kind of pick up a lot of the things that the game gives you at the beginning of like get a lot of balls rolling with terms of like quests, because apparently the game has a lot of long quests, you know, which are just like you start it. You go to the police station in New Atlantis, and then that will turn into something else. You know, the beginning quest, it will be like, go fetch this, but then that will spiral into a more of a like actual quest, you know, from that. But you get to only experience that shitty part at the beginning because it's early game stuff, you know.
I have a lore question for you.
Yeah.
Maybe you can answer.
I don't know if I'll be able to, but yeah, sure.
Why is it called New Atlantis?
Ooh, that's a good point. I'm not sure.
You said it a second
actually.
ago, and I was just thinking, it's not like we had an old one.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's the mythical city of Atlantis,
yeah,
but it's not like it existed.
Maybe, you know, it's like...
it could be down there.
Because, yeah, it could be down there. You know, maybe in Starfield lore, they found Atlantis, you know?
Maybe, well, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe they made an Atlantis, and then it got blown up. So they made New Atlantis on top.
Yeah, but there is a war. There's like a colonial war that like happened, but I'm not sure. Maybe there was like an involvement with like the first Atlantis being blown up or something like that. Because there's like a memorial in New Atlantis. But like that's the thing. There's like probably I could probably listen to an NPC. There's like an NPC that talks about the history of the city, but I just walked past her. And
of course.
Stand on this and but yeah, I don't know. And like there's this fucking glitch where your companion, they should be wearing their, like, if they're in like hazardous, you know, atmosphere, they'll put on the hard suit, you know, they'll put on like the environmental suit on. So many times they would just not have it on, you know, and you're just like walking on the fucking surface of the moon, and they're walking around in like jeans, you know.
Cool.
And you're just like, I fucking can't, you know, like I can't not ignore this, you know.
Is it just a visual thing then, or?
Yeah, it's a visual thing. Like
okay,
they will
so
not...
they're still getting the effects of.
Yeah, exactly. Like, because they probably don't get fucked by the hazardous at all. Like, it doesn't take effect on them. Yeah. Like, they're not programmed to be affected by this. It is literally just like the only thing is like tick flag when outside, put hardsuit on, and it fails. It fails to do that simple thing of being able to put the companion's fucking hardsuit on. And you see them running around without their fucking suit on in their fucking leggings.
Yeah.
And you're like, you just can't ignore that. It's such a such an immersion breaking thing, and it's such a simple it's a weird game, and I feel like if I was playing the game properly, I would be enjoying it, because I enjoy games like No Man's Sky, and stuff like that, and it gives me a lot of those sort of vibes combined with like an actual quests and stuff, So I feel like I would really enjoy this game, but I just don't have, the kind of environment for me to be able to play this. And that's the thing. It's like, there's so many things. Like, it's so easy to complain about this game, Like, it's so fucking easy. And because I haven't done much of the actual quests, I can't praise the game much either, It's like,
Well,
that's the thing. It's like early experience stuff. I don't know, I guess it's not that good,
Tune in 2 weeks' time for Max's real review.
It will be 2 weeks? No, it will be like 3 weeks more than that, because I'll have to actually play the game and finish it, you
play a bit of it.
I'll play a bit of it.
Yeah, that's good enough.
I'll download, all the sex mods will come out by then, and I'll install them, and I'll have sex with all my companions,
Here's all I care about, okay?
Go on.
I know that they put effort into punching in that game.
I haven't used it, and
that's exactly my point, is that you're the exact kind of person that will never do that and will just pick up a gun and use your guns.
Yeah.
I love punching in games. So, when I play this game in like half a year or something at this point, because I'm not picking up now at full price, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Sounds like it's boring as fuck. Now, I'll try, because this is what happened with Cyberpunk. I was like, I'll try the punching, but I imagine it will just be the guns are the main thing. But then I play it and I'm like, this is so fun, running around and punching people.
It's they improved it for Phantom Liberty, apparently. They improved it a little
even better,
bit.
I can't wait. So
you can actually finish the game this time.
Maybe Starfield, I'll get it, and I'll hear everybody complaining about all the stuff that I can see and feel.
Yeah.
But the punching will be good enough that I don't care, just like Cyberpunk.
Yeah.
Where it's like, no, I get all of the issues and I can feel them and see them and experience them. But also, I get to do big fucking punches and kill people in like one punch. I get to run around a gunfight and just deck people. It's so fun.
I don't know. Like, that's the thing. It's I'm not even like, that's the thing. I'm not even making a combat focused character. I wanted to make like the
talker.
Like, I made an industrialist, I wanted to make like a guy that makes like the outposts, because I actually, people.
You wanted to be the guy that makes all of the colonizers'
the settlements
tools.
Yeah, like they hate people.
Buildings.
They hated this settlement building in Fallout 4, but I enjoyed it.
I hated that shit.
Making my little like fucking cities on pillars.
I don't think it's his thing.
But I would always make it like impossible cities. I would make like cities that were like in the sky or something. I don't think the building was bad. I just didn't want to fucking do it. Yeah,
I didn't want to go to.
It doesn't give you much spec. It doesn't give you much.
I didn't want to go to a location and the only thing that I get out of it is like, cool, now you have another big flat terrain to build your stupid thing that you'll put on Reddit.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want to go out and adventure and fight big enemies and get cool guns and stuff.
Yeah, and that's the issue. Oh, that's another good issue.
And have encounters with NPCs that lead to interesting or fun dialogue, and
stories,
not like, the Minutemen, we need your help. Can you come and build a gun turret in this settlement right now? It's under attack by super mutants.
Yeah.
Please.
That's the thing. This is another issue that I noticed with the game, is that
just
when
to
you
cap
think
that
about
off quickly, sorry. I was going to say, just to cap that off, building in Starfield interests me because that's a setting in which I can see myself being like, I want to build a cool base.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to land on a planet, new and pristine, No other human has ever set foot there. Be like, I'm gonna build a big dick tower or something.
Yeah, exactly. And it will be the most popular dick tower in the galaxy.
Starfield.
And Starfail, more like Starfail.
More like Starfail.
Starfail.
More like now. Here's something that I haven't seen anybody bring this up, but you ever notice it kind of sounds a bit like Garfield?
Oh, this is gonna be the thumbnail for the video. It's gonna be Garfield, but it's gonna have like the Starfield logo in the back.
Yeah, it's gonna be. Nobody's done this joke yet.
No one has done
Anyway, what were you gonna say?
But
building.
That's the issue with this fucking game. Oh yeah, the building is just like, I really kind of enjoyed that because actually it seems like it's gonna give you stuff, like, like in Fallout 4 specifically, it was like, oh yeah, it just exists, and like it is literally like nothing. It like technically generates resources for you, but they're like nothing. It's like incomparable to like what you're putting into, how much effort you're putting into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, or it like looks stupid where you like create like 6 stations in a chain and it looks horrible, because you're just trying to get the bonuses out of it. So it just looks awful whenever you're walking past your settlement. But like in this game, it does look like it's a lot more like thought out, in terms of how
robust, much better integrated into the gameplay.
Yeah, and aesthetically more pleasing than fucking put a shitty shelf down that an NPC can sit next to and like weld at wood with a weird tool.
15 different walls that are all just like rebar with scrap metal in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. None of it all sucks, But here it's like you can actually make something that looks like something you would actually want to live in, sort of thing.
Cool.
But that's the thing.
That's at least exciting.
Another thing that like I kind of thought about before the game even came out, when I talked about it, is that like you have points of like not points of interest, but like you have on each planet you'll have like pre-made locations. You have like the cities, you have certain districts and stuff like that, right? By the way, there's no map when you land. So you have to remember where things are.
You gotta map it out yourself.
You have to map it out yourself, which is stupid.
A little bit of a shame. They should give you a Star Trek like scanner.
Oh yeah, exactly.
You go over the planet, you scan it for like a minute, and then it's like, now you have the map of the planet.
Yeah, and but it's like it kind of does that. But if you go down to the city, you're in the city, you're walking around the city, you won't know where like a store is. You have to have found it. You have to have like, been there and remembered until next time where it is,
Yeah.
In like Fallout, it would like mark all the doorways in like Freeside. And you
so what you're saying is that the game is immersive. Interesting.
Very much.
And yet you're making it sound like a bad thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's strange.
I love not being able to know where I am,
Well, that's just like real life. When you get dropped off in New York, you're like, oh, I know where the bodega is.
Yeah, I take up my phone and I type in bodega.
In this scenario, you don't have your phone.
Yeah, no, I have my phone.
No, in this scenario,
in Starfield, my head is like has a UI in front of it that tells me where stuff is.
Well, your UI ain't got Wi-Fi. All right,
Starfi.
You haven't got Wi-Fi built into your fucking Neuralink or whatever is in this game. Apparently, and just like that, you're out of roaming data in New York, and now you have to find the bodega.
Yeah, and I walk up to our lady, and she's like, here's a chocolate covered peanut, and I'm like, I'm not sorry, I won't have that. I'm sorry, where's the bodega?
What's the issue with not wanting? I didn't want a chocolate covered peanut. You want to know something? Do you want to know something? It was a lie too. I said, oh, I ate before I came out. I don't want a chocolate covered peanut. I didn't eat before I came out. I ate after I got back. I just didn't want to eat the fucking peanut. Is that a problem?
She scanned your like content of your stomach. She knew. She's like a predator vision. She like which no, empty. It popped up. It's like a fucking
she could tell my digestive
analysis
system was not currently processing any matter.
Yeah.
And that's
Sounds
what made
very-
her move away.
Yeah, I like the idea that like, oh, I'm sorry, I eaten, and then your stomach growls like from
I'd just ignore it. I'd be like, what? Oh, my body made a noise? What, are you gonna fucking give me a fucking cross-examination now because of it? Fuck you. I'm not eating the peanut. I didn't want to eat the peanut. I'm not gonna eat the peanut. I didn't want to eat the fucking chocolate covered peanut. We can move on. I don't understand why it's a problem. Why I'm suddenly like a monster because I didn't accept random food from some random woman in a movie theater. I don't know where her hands have been. I don't know what she's been doing.
What was she holding those peanut in her hands?
She had a bag of them, I think.
Fuck. Oh, no.
Here's the thing, that she must have snuck in because she was hiding that shit like under her jacket.
I like the idea of
She
you
did
like
not buy that shit at concession.
calling in the cinema like worker.
Excuse me.
Excuse
This
me.
woman has snuck chocolate peanuts in and she offered me some and I did not want to partake.
And I would never sneak any peanuts in, but she.
Peanuts as a cinema food is kind of low for me.
Yeah. But anyway, Starfield.
Anyway, Starfield.
Star peanuts.
What I'm understanding is that it might be the game of the year.
Yeah,
For
Baldur's
Todd
Gate.
Howard.
Yeah, but
Thumbs
another, I wanted to, one last point is that the issue with, like, at least the thing that you had in other Bethesda games, right, is that idea of you walking across a map, right, and you encountered points of interest as you were walking, right?
Yeah.
And those were tended to be points of interest that were like made by a guy, you know, like some cunt, you know, that was
they
like
have
in
like
the studio,
they have like 50 writers or whatever, and they go like, okay, all of you come up with like 5 quest lines.
Yeah, or like environmental like shit, you know, and and the guy like goes like, oh, these skeletons, they're like hugging each other because they died together.
This skeleton is sitting on the toilet and holding a beer in the apocalypse. Environmental storytelling. Yeah,
and then and you basically encountered those sort of gems, in the environment, and you go like, "Huh, that's funny. That's a reference to Indiana Jones." Or blah, whatever, you know, and. But it's not the case here, in Starfield, because when you land on a planet that isn't like a location, like isn't like a city or pre-made location, it just generates random points of interest that tend to just be populated by enemies,
I mean, that tends to be what Skyrim did as well, pretty much.
Yeah, but the thing is that like even Skyrim did like a thing where they would have like a note on them or some bullshit. Like, they would have, like, barely, like, a minimum amount of, like at least, like, characterization, But
it's still randomly generated at the end of the day.
I don't think it was randomly generated in Skyrim. It was placed there by a designer, And maybe he fudged it a little, but at least, there is thought in there, But, like... when you go around the points of interest that are randomly generated in Starfield, they feel like you're just, like, this is, like, just an algorithm putting shit down,
Okay.
Like, there is no... at least when they were putting down bandit camps in fucking Skyrim, they at least had to think of the geography of the place and where a bandit camp would be, But in Starfield, it's just a fucking tower in the middle of nowhere.
I don't know, dude. You go through enough of those like fucking Dwergar tombs and Skyrim, you're like, I can see all of the bits and pieces that they just fucking loaded.
Definitely. But like, this feels even more. Like
no, I can believe that, and I mean it's
that's like a tier higher, in terms
that's
of like
the inevitability of wanting to do a galaxy-sized game.
Yeah, exactly. You can't.
Like
you
that's
can't
the
possibly.
Thing that's the thing that was fucking No Man's Sky did, but that was kind of the selling point. Was that it was or
They
like
didn't-
that. Whereas it was like, this is like that game, but it feels like a Bethesda RPG.
Yeah,
But then
it, like-
also it doesn't. Also,
It doesn't really, because like it is only held together by threads of those like quests. There isn't there. You sometimes dynamically encounter things, but they do seem like they're just like they were programmed to be there. Like on Pacific, you go to a specific planet and it like triggers. You go to Europa or something, and like it triggers like a random event.
yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's like yeah, I don't know. It just feels kind of empty, But that's the thing. It's like I'm still giving this game a chance, and I love jank, as you might know. I am a known junk eater,
You're a jank junkie.
Junkie, yeah. And I love to consume junk of any sort,
You do like janky games, yeah.
Yeah, so I am willing to look past a lot to play a video game.
Do you think it's like something about being able to see the seams for you that is like interesting?
No, I feel like being able to see the idea, that person had,
Regardless
for a video
of
game.
execution.
Regardless of execution, it's like I've played that weird like Slav trucker game, where you're riding a truck, and it's like a Euro Trucker Simulator, but you're got like a
My Summer
weird,
Euro Truck.
Yeah, you got like a shit Russian truck, and you're in like Kazakhstan or something like that, and it's like desert, and it. Like I can tell that this person saw my summer car and went like, I'm gonna make my own, but I'm gonna place it in fucking Kazakhstan, you know, and that's enough of a variation of me to see like, oh, this person had fun making this, This wasn't a cash grab for this person because there's a lot of real small touches that someone that cares about something would make, and that's the thing, like. The issue is with like AAA jank is not as tasty as
of course.
One a indie jank,
because it's like the jank of cut corners and
exactly
and
deadlines
deadlines whereas jank in an indie game made by one person is more like you can see where their emphasis is. And so exactly. They clearly cared about this aspect of the game much more than this, or just didn't have the right level of skill for this sort of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
On AAA, you're like, well, clearly they hired way too many people for the for this game, and now it doesn't work properly.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. It's like I'll give Starfield more of a chance, and the more, and I just need to play more of the quests and see how. Although I didn't hear good things about
20-hour mark, and you'll be like,
I'll be Stockholm syndrome will kick in. I'll be like, I'm willing to shoot anyone in the face who's gonna say bad things about Starfield.
This is my game of the decade.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a overlooked gem, underrated.
Yeah, exactly. And I do find myself selling people on things. Like I have like I said, I have really high jank tolerance. And I tend to say a lot of praises for things that aren't really that good because I enjoy them, just from the jank. And I feel bad because
your mileage may vary, kind of stuff.
Yeah. And I recommended a lot of stuff to people that then went, this sucks, and I was like, oh yeah, maybe it does, but I enjoyed it a lot, It's like that sort of stuff. But but that's the thing, it's like the surprise thing. What shocked me about this game is that like when it came out is that not when it came out, it was when the embargo got lifted for Starfield, was the fact that like there was just so much valid criticism,
unanimously average.
Yeah, it was so much like people saying the same things are bad, and it just, I would have rather have fucking Cyberpunk, when it first came out, where it was so bad.
Broken.
it was so bad that it was a show. You know, it was a show to watch.
Mm.
In Starfield, it's just like a fucking little firecracker, you know?
Yeah.
It just went.
Even then, it's like a better comparison to keep it in the same studio. Fallout 76 was a complete fucking fire when it came out.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and it was a story. You know, it was a story of like there was a B team and they were working and they were trying to use the creation engine with something that it was never meant to be. You know, it's
people were fucking going into it and being like, "Hey, this is basically just Skyrim still." It still has all of the exact same fucking
bugs and exploits.
NPC,
you know,
like information and shit.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and it's like it's
enemy
super interesting. Yeah. You know, and in Starfield, it's just kind of, you know, I'm not going to be surprised if people don't talk about it much, you know, which is a shame, you know, because I want Bethesda more like Obsidian, to be honest. Obsidian's making a fantasy RPG, remember? They announced like this weird like Skyrim copy, remember?
Yeah, it had like guns and stuff. And they're doing Outer Worlds too.
Did they? Oh yeah, they are. They said it was like, we don't know when this is gonna come out. Like
they announced it, but it was like we
have no idea when this is coming out. We're making a mock trailer for something that will come out in like 6 weeks. Yeah. Ow.
I didn't. I played like the first one a bit.
I'm not that much into those sort of style of RPGs because
I don't like the old BioWare style.
Yeah.
The one where it's like like Dragon Age is the same way, where it's like, okay, pause the game.
Mm-hmm.
Now tell your guys what you want them to do. Now unpause. Okay, now pause the game. Tell you guys. I prefer it the Larian Divinity style, where it's just a turn based. Just D&D. Just take your turn, go on to the next person's turn, yada yada yada.
Yeah, but you know that's the thing. It's like that's a shame because you know apparently the story in those games is really good, and it's a shame to then not be able to experience that. You know,
I want to go back and play Baldur's Gate 1. I think I'd be kinder to that one because I still like the world of D&D. I guess you know.
Mm-hmm. And I hate the world of D&D.
I know you hate it.
I'm a D&D hater. You know,
but I wouldn't mind giving it a go. I like the idea. I've heard they're both like Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 are both really good like stories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll just watch a long playthrough.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but the thing is like I have to read it.
Yeah, you're right.
I have to read. I feel like if I put on a long play, I'll be like on my other monitor, and then I'll forget that I'm supposed to be paying attention to something.
Just get the guy like there are guys that will read.
I'll just pay somebody on Fiverr to read all of the dialogue.
Yeah, that would cost a lot. You're basically making an audiobook. You're basically making an audiobook of Baldur's Gate 1.
That'd be kind of cool, though, for a fan project.
Yeah, definitely.
Baldur's Gate 1 voice, and then you just get a load of people off of Fiverr.
Take all the money.
Yeah.
You're basically a manager, you know, project manager. You manage the project, you know.
Yeah, I mean that's get paid. That's voice
300
direction.
Yeah, 300 times more than the actual actors. But yeah, you know, Starfield, whatever.
Check it out on your PC or console.
If you have Game Pass, give it a go.
Oh yeah, it's on
because it's on Game Pass. So. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, whatever. I'll have more to say them after I play a bit more, but you know, maybe I should stop playing and I play Baldur's Gate 3 instead.
Good, I've been enjoying it.
My time.
I've been running around doing adventures. It's fun. It's a fun game. I don't know. There's not much I can say about it. It's like I was thinking about it earlier, and it's like, you know, there's all that stuff where it's like. Players stacked a bunch of boxes on top of each other and skipped the whole zone or whatever. So you just climb up. And it's like, I think what's resonating with a lot of people about this game is that there are it feels like there's just as many like make your own fun solutions to issues in that game as there are like actual narrative path options, you know?
Yeah.
It's not like Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom for me, where it's like, it's all make your own fun. It's just work your own way out through the thing.
Yeah.
It's like, if I think of something clever that's like more of an in-game logic kind of solution, then that feels just as rewarding as working out like the actual path that I'm supposed to take.
Yeah, I get you.
And I think that resonates really well as like the D&D side of it. But in terms of like, it's weird. It feels like it scratches that part of my brain that wants to play a tabletop RPG.
Yeah.
But it is also at the same time making me want to play 5th edition more, or like any RPG as a player.
Yeah.
It's making me want to do that more because I can't come up with my own options in the game. Like, I have to select the options that are given to me in terms of dialogue and trying to resolve conflict. But there's a part of me that's like, I kind of wish I wish there was the perfect, AI dungeon style game of like, I can just type in what I want to and it will generate the response appropriately, But,
AI dungeon that exists.
No, that's why I said it.
They
but it makes
had
me
to
more
limit it because people are making CP with it.
Well, no. But it makes me more want to play an actual tabletop RPG run by a human and then have fun doing that. But it's still a very...
Pay someone on Fiverr to run your...
You know what? We got 5 minutes left. I'm going to Fiverr and see if there's DM services on Fiverr.
No.
I'm curious because you can put anything on there. You can put anything on there. Dungeon.
I'm not judging anyone for using. I'm
not judging them either.
Fiverr
I'm just curious.
But come on.
I'm just curious.
There has to be like a D&D group near you, or like you could play online with someone.
No, but that's the thing. It's not so much like no. You got it all wrong. It's not so much that you're like, oh, I want to play a game. Let me hire a dungeon. It's like me and my friends all want to play a game.
But
none of
you're
us
right.
DM. And I'm seeing there's people here. I will be your dungeon master for D&D 5e games. I will be your dungeon master for D&D 5e.
How much money is it?
Well, one of them is a lady who is apparently charging from £5, but most of them, there are some people here who are like £120.
Oof. Oh shit! Well,
it's the thing where it's like they're varying degrees. Everybody always has like packages. So like you got the if I click on the £5 person here, shouts out to @CVM Funa. They might be a good DM. I don't fucking know. Like they've got their basic, which is a trial session one shot for £5.
Yeah.
And then for an actual thing, it's like $20 per hour.
Oh, it's per hourly.
Or the premium, A Tale of Greatness. Enjoy your first session with me for up to 4 hours.
This sounds like imagine if you're like
33
yes,
pounds.
You're sending money to this person.
Yeah.
And it says like session of greatness as on your bank like statement.
Yeah.
And you get like the fucking police calling you because they think you're paying for prostitution online. No, it's D&D. It's D&D.
Yeah, people are giving like good. It looks like they set up. It looks like there's a lot of work on their end because they're like setting up the Roll20 games.
No, I'm not.
They've got the maps and the enemies and everything all set up. And I'm not gonna...
if people can make this work as a business, I'm actually quite impressed, to be honest.
Like I'm not gonna post this person, but I do really want you to see their splash image, Max. I'm gonna send it to you.
Oh, is it?
It's very good.
Oh yeah, he's
holding the D20. It's like glowing with magical power. Yeah, he's got the player's handbook. Now I notice he's got the player's handbook and not the dungeon master's guide.
Yeah, I'm looking into his eyes.
It kind of makes me question his quality as a DM.
Oh, come on. He's not a graphic designer, okay? He's a good DM.
He's charging
Don't know.
£20 per person for a group.
Oh, okay. Not hourly then.
Or if you're playing a single player game that he's DMing, £25 per hour.
Ah, okay.
Intro DMing. Want to learn how to DM? I will give you a lesson and teach you all you need. One session, £41.
41. Okay. I guess you get the entire lesson, right? You gives you a little certificate. I can play 5e, or I can DM 5e or whatever.
A lot of them have like good reviews too. A lot of people who are like best DM. Oh my goodness, the best DM in the world. I love this guy. I wish I could marry him. He's such a good DM.
I'm gonna pay him to be my DM and DM our relationship.
He's gonna be my DM, and also I'm paying him to DM my wife.
Me, yeah. Yeah, what should I do next? And he's like, go to work and talk to Jessica. Like, I did it. And what do you do? It's like, I say how sexy she is, Rob charisma.
There are a lot of
frustration.
Dungeon Masters on Fiverr.
Well, you know, if you can make it work, I'm very impressed. And
look at this £167.
You're lucky. Your premium stuff.
Yo, this person. Hold up. Yeah, no, this person is £166.58 for a 4-hour session one shot.
Okay. Infinite people, I guess. You can have as many people as you want.
Doesn't seem like there's any
20 people.
Yeah, doesn't seem like there's any limit on players. I can't tell what.
20 people in a single session.
I think this might be Tabletop Simulator.
It's got one. Yeah, you could have a RPG set up for Tabletop.
I know you can, but I'm like, I don't recognize the UI. Doesn't look like Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah, maybe Forge.
Anyway, that's the basic package. The standard package is a limited adventure. You pick it, I'll run it, you play it. Good for the whole season.
So it's like,
this is 1,666.
Oh!
This is just the standard package.
It's just a standard package.
That's apparently 12 sessions. Up to 300 minutes.
12 sessions.
So I guess that's 300 minutes per session, like 4 hours.
Oh, okay, yeah.
4 hours? That's not 4 hours. It's a little under 4 hours. So I guess like 5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it would be 5 hours. Fucking idiot. 300, half of 600. God damn it. It took me fucking way too long. Well, there's the grand campaign. What the fuck?
How much? No, is it not going to go on? How much does it cost?
£4,165.
Well, you know, it's a grand campaign.
What's interesting about this one, standard is 12 sessions for 1666. Premium is 15 sessions for more than double the price.
Because you know what happens is like your party at the end you kill the big baddie at the end. And he goes, heroes, you have succeeded, and he goes on his knees and he sucks you off. That's what
and yet at the same time,
so much.
At the same time,
heroes.
12.
You get to finish 12 in me.
5-star reviews.
Well, you know, that's good.
Oh, he has other gaming services.
Yeah.
In-game creation and game coaching.
In-game creation.
I will create a battle map structure or location for Tailspire. Tailspire, is that the program? What is that?
I don't know.
But it's like a tabletop.
I wish I could do that sort of stuff. I wouldn't have the the balls to do this.
I will help you become a great dungeon master for D&D.
And he's like, it's a picture of him, and he's wearing all leather, and he's got a whip in his hand.
Heyo,
nice.
Sex.
Yeah, you know. Yeah. Sex? A question mark. But you know, it's people. I met a guy at a convention once, which he was like a professional dungeon yeah, and I wanted to kill him. Like, he was such an asshole. He was a fucking gigantic asshole. I don't know if I told this story. He made a guy cry.
Yeah, I remember you telling me this about
there was a guy who like was one of the like he wasn't the main creator, but he was like one of the writers on like some like obscure little system, and the guy just shat on it in front of him, like. I genuinely like I feel disappointed in myself that I didn't say something. Like that's how bad it was, you know?
Jesus.
Like looking back at it, genuinely like it traumatized me. Like just like that peanut that she wanted to give you in that cinema, you know?
Yeah, you got trauma now. Trauma.
Yeah,
response.
I got trauma response, you know?
I can't. Here's the thing. I feel like if you're the kind of person that's like, yeah, I can be a professional DM, I feel like you gotta have some ever so slight like narcissism.
Yeah, you do.
Like at that point, you're like, I don't know, like you could just write stories.
If you
could literally just write pre-made adventures and sell those, but it's got to be like, no, I'm the one that has to deliver it because I'm the actor.
Yeah,
I'm the master of the world. I am performing all roles.
I am wearing the the masks in theater. You know, they put on the smiling face.
I could sell somebody an adventure pre-made, but they're not going to do the goblin voices right. I know how to do the voices.
Greetings, welcome to Gumble Folks Lair.
That's how you have to do it.
And you
sound like a CD with all of your pre-made adventures that are just like vocal coaching.
You're in a convention and you hear someone running your campaign and he's doing the voice of the goblin. You're like, no, that's wrong.
Run over and fucking tip the table over.
That's not how he sounds.
That is not what Dimble Dark the Greeter sounds like.
You didn't punch him.
You are presenting the wrong narrative to your players.
Yeah.
And this, I gotta say, this is why I stopped doing pre-made adventures and selling them.
Yeah, I started running them myself.
But it's also as DMing because that's the kind of quality control that people overlook.
QA. But, it's as if, you would have to be a kind of person to start a podcast,
True.
That sort of person.
So true. Especially a narcissistic podcast like ours where it's literally just talking about what we did in a week for most of the time.
Here's what I thought of this TV show. It was really good. I liked the characters the most.
And this one was bad.
This one was bad because it made me think about the bad things.
We haven't created anything of that scale. So
I met a lady in public this week and she annoyed me. She offered me a peanut and I didn't want it.
Anyway, thanks for listening. Dead Ensigns.
Tell us your stories about strangers that you met.
You could email them to us, deadensigns@gmail.com, or you can write them in the comments of the video. We're on Twitter, we're on Twitch, we're on Spotify, and
we need to
Apple
stream
Podcasts
something when
maybe
like I'll come back.
When you're back, we'll work out a stream.
Or stream something right into your eyeballs,
We'll stream something.
Or scream into your ears.
We'll stream a scream for you. We'll hire a fiverr dungeon master and ask them to run a Star Trek role-playing game for us.
Yeah.
That would be so fucked up.
Oh, that would be
if we made it like a prank. Like, I mean, it wouldn't be too bad because they would be getting paid still.
Yeah.
But also, if it was a prank on the person, that'd be rude. Maybe
that would be rude. I would never do that. I have empathy. I'm such an empathy.
I have
person.
it, but I don't know for how much longer I'll have it. So maybe someday. Maybe it'll go away. I felt like that thing with like that footballer that took the fucking like private commercial jet
to where?
Just like fucking between countries.
Yeah.
And it was like
every single one of them.
But it was like a full like commercial airliner,
Oh,
but for himself.
Okay, yeah.
Neymar, I think it was Neymar, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know footballers, but either way, I remember seeing that online, and I just felt like it felt like a real bad like piece of me dying kind of moment.
Yeah,
like Oh, we're really not in this all together.
We're not, and that's why
there's a lot of us who are in it together. There are I won't say there aren't lots and lots of us who are in it together, but the biggest ones, they're not in it together.
That's why we recommend Dead Ensign's reading list, The Doomed City.
Dead Ensign's official reading list, Doomed City.
If you want to feel emptiness,
if you'd like to feel an emptiness that you've known your whole life.
Yeah.
And you've never really wanted to address.
Yeah, and someone puts it into words. Read The Doomed City.
read The Doomed City. It's a good book. Anyway, thanks for listening.
Good book.
Bye.
Bye.
It's shorted out, sir. We're gonna have to phaser it.
Then what are you waiting for?
Right away, sir.
Faster would be better, Ensign.
I can't, sir. We don't want to...
That's enough.
But, sir...
Stand aside, Carlton. I'm going through. You're alive. Good.